Trying to get to you when it's on the line. Had enough, had enough, had enough. Trying to tell you that it's time to give it up. Trying to tell you that you're never gonna shine. It's enough, it's enough, it's enough. But when you're going down, falling to your knees, it's time to believe. Rise up, rise up, rise up.
Welcome to the Korean world and welcome to Kia Stinger GT. Ladies and gentlemen, who would have thought I'm going to be driving a Korean car? I've got Korean friends, Korean beauty products, which by the way are amazing. And today I've got this Korean beauty. Straight from the start, I'll tell you, I've got a few good things to say about this car. I love the way it looks, I love the way it feels to drive. And you might be thinking, well, she says only good things about cars. Well, yes, because I choose my cars wisely for you and for me. So, just a few quick facts about Kia Stinger. This is a 3.3 litre twin-turbo V6 engine. V6 in Kia, right? Right. And the engine produces glorious 370 horsepower and a torque of 510 newton meters. So it's got plenty of punch. It has also got plenty of speed because this car, the rev range starts from 1300 RPMs and this car goes from 0 to 100 in 4.8 seconds. The maximum speed is actually 270 kilometers an hour. Excuse me. And as we know, with a lot of cars, the maximum speed is actually limited to 250 kilometers an hour. You can pay a little bit of extra, as with the likes of Audi, for example, and they will take off that limit. Well, in Kia, it's part of the package. Speaking of packages and money, this car costs 60,000 Swiss francs. And what else you get with the 60,000 Swiss francs is actually a 7-year warranty. You'll be lucky to get half of this with most car manufacturers. So to get 7 years warranty on a V6 engine is pretty good. The model I'm driving today is 4-wheel drive, so nice and safe in the winter time. It is -6, oh dear, pretty cold winter day. In fact, the 3.3 litre V6 engine 4-wheel drive is the only Stinger model available in Switzerland. We only get the best of the best. Oh, joking aside, actually, we're quite limited because in America or the UK, we get a lot more engine choices. There is a 2-litre rear-wheel drive petrol with 255 horsepower. Then there's also a 2.2 litre diesel with 200 horsepower that can be either all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Now all have 8-speed automatic transmission and the head-up display actually comes as standard, which is pretty nice. Speaking of transmission, this is a very good transmission. There's not much difference between the modes, about the modes very shortly, but overall it gives you a nice and a smooth ride.
About to leave, already packing, come with me, I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions, we'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow, we can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's go, let's be free with me.
talk about fuel consumption. I'm getting 10.8 liters, a mixture of mountain roads, really up and down, and motorway. I did not go to the city. This is Gran Turismo. Why do you need to go to the city? You don't. Considering the size of this car, consider the weight of this car, this is an excellent result. I mean, this car is nearly 5 meters long, and this car weighs 1,830 kilograms. For instance, Audi A5 weighs 1,660 kilograms. So there's a 160 kilograms difference. But this 160 kilograms, you really feel it. This car feels heavy. It feels, you know, it's got a big, massive body. But it actually, the traction and the way it performs is glorious because you feel the weight of this car at all times. But for instance, I am a fan of this sensation, this feeling. I like to feel the big body. This body doesn't roll, it drives beautifully. I mean, it's very playful, by the way. You see, as soon as I put my foot down, I have a smile on my face. It's like a switch on, switch on. The model I'm driving today is fully spec'd, surprise, surprise. I've got adaptive cruise control, I've got lane assist, 360 cameras, and I've had this car for several days now, so I managed to test all of it, and I can honestly say the systems work brilliantly. They alert you very early, they alert you quickly so that you can respond accordingly. The car can essentially drive for you if that is what you desire. Okay, let's talk about the modes now. Before we hop into modes in detail, I want to point out that there's not much difference between each different mode. The only difference that really is felt by a normal person like myself is the throttle response and the steering. There's 5 different modes: Smart for smart people, Eco, Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus. I will not be testing Sport Plus. This is the mode you can do a launch control in Kia, and this is the mode in which all the systems are being switched off, so it's just too icy, too slippery to do it, and besides I'm a very safe and reasonable driver. So, Smart and Eco, they're both very pleasant modes. They can save you a little bit of money in terms of fuel consumption. You can probably knock it down below 10 if you're lucky, but otherwise, you know, good modes, good comfortable modes to drive, but the really comfortable mode is the comfort mode, of course. So this is a perfect mode for long distance cruising. You know, the car is quiet, it's comfortable, the steering is still sharp and stiff, but it's, you know, you can go at low speed like I'm going now, and it's not tiring. It's just a lovely drive. Throttle response in comfort, yeah, you got punch to it. I mean, go Kia Stinger. Even in comfort, it's got a nice dynamic feeling about it. But, oh, what am I talking about? Dynamic in comfort. I've got Sport, and this is really the mode that is my favorite. So as soon as I put it to Sport, the steering stiffens and it sharpens. It is really a sharp, very awake, very responsive steering. The suspension here, I'm not sure if it's still just a lovely balance between performance and sportiness. But what in a Sport Plus is interesting is this. It's this, oh my god, I do like to do that, is when you put your foot down, because this is just so responsive. It's so awake, it's so dynamic, and you know, it's got plenty of, there's just grip and perfect balance between the grip and having a little bit of fun. This car is playful. It's a four-wheel drive, but it is playful. I'm going to take it to snow, I think. Let's hope, fingers crossed, that there'll be some snow as I get a little bit higher up. So overall, you get a lovely drive from Kia Stinger. The cabin of Stinger has got such a premium feel about it. I love this aluminium look. Actually, I wonder if it's real aluminium or not, but it looks like aluminium and it looks blooming great. So what's the problem? The quality of the materials is very good, so is the finishing. This is all nicely stitched up leather. The space here is simple, it is modern, yet it's elegant, and it really serves its purpose. It's tad sporty, perfect for this kind of a car. The steering wheel, I love the shape of it, I love the feel of it. You know, it's quite compact, but combined with the sharp steering of Sting is just a perfect relationship. You get the shortcuts here, buttons, everything has a purpose. The one thing that I really don't like about the steering wheel, and actually this is the only element I do not like about the interior of Stinger, is this thing in the middle. I mean, I'm not talking about the logo, I'm talking about this plasticky wiggly thing. I mean, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Why have you done this, Kia? You've put this piece of plastic right in the middle and ruined perfectly built, design interior. But never mind, please do change it and we all will be very, very happy. The operating system, the screen is actually pretty good size. It's not the biggest on the market, but you know, the resolution is good. The system is easy to figure out. Even for blondes, it was fairly quick for me to get my head around it. You get everything that you need. Navigation is pretty good. You can connect, of course, the standard, your phone, your music systems. Overall, I think they've done very, very well with the interior. I'm actually positively surprised. It's not just the outside of this car, but the inside of this car that's really glorious. The seats of this car are just so lovely. They're perfect for long distance cruising because they're just so comfortable, so lush, so soft. And yes, I'm rubbing my back on the Stinger seat because it just feels so good. But what else they're good at is the fun, playful mountain road drive, because they really keep your body firm. They hug your body so you can have even more fun. You also get the little logo here. It's all in details, isn't it? You're probably wondering why I'm wearing a yellow jumper. No, I have not changed in the bushes. It's just another day. I thought I'm going to take this Korean beauty on the snow and see how it performs. It is -10, oh dear, but luckily I've got a butt heating and a steering wheel heating, so I'm fine. But before I talk about how it performs in the snow, I wanted to talk about just one concern, and that is the rear window visibility. This is a little bit restricted. It's fine if you want to take a look at cars right behind you, but not so good if you want to look, perhaps search for police vehicles behind you. It's just a question of getting used to. As long as you're aware, then it should be fine. It hasn't been much of a disadvantage for me, I should say. No, not really. And then also what I want to talk about is the sound of the engine. So this is a V6 engine, but it doesn't really, is not exactly as pronounced as it is, for example, in an Audi. You hear it, but it's a fairly quiet car. This is not an aggressive animal of a car. This is a perfect Gran Turismo, long distance journeys. This is what it loves, but it's not a RS4, RS5 kind of an animal, not at all. It's a car for subtle taste. And how does the car drive on snow? Let's try it. I can even stop it right in the middle of the snow. It's got good grip, and the steering is still very, very sharp. Oh, I do like it. Got my heart pumping. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the situation in the back of the Stinger. There's plenty of room. My camera can't quite capture just how much space there really is. I'm no midget, 1.7 meters, and I've got plenty of legroom. Overall, it's a very comfy, cushy place to be and to travel in. Kia Stinger. I love the way this car looks. It's sporty, it's sexy, it's sassy looking, and of course the red color is just hot. I also love the way this car feels to drive because it handles the road ever so well. It offers you this perfect balance between fun, playfulness, sportiness, and of course comfort and safety. They say Stinger is designed to compete with the likes of BMW or Audi A5, for example, but does it really? This car is fully spec'd. It has got all the latest safety kits. It's got a V6 engine under the bonnet, yet it costs $60,000. In order to spec BMW or Audi A5 to this level, we need a lot more money. So in my opinion, it's not very fair to compare the two together. This car offers you so much in terms of value for your money. It offers you so much in terms of performance, comfort, luxury, practicality. I'm really positively surprised with Kia Stinger. I did not expect this car to be that good, but there you go, we learn something new every single day. Anyways, it's getting dark, it's time to wrap up the video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I'd like to thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to Kia and Ilona from Kia Switzerland for lending me this car. As always, I look forward to your comments. What do you think of Stinger? Have you driven it? Have you got any questions? Let me know in the comments down below. I wish you a wonderful day, whatever's that you're doing, and I will see you all very soon. Bye!
Funny how the story goes, little hope but bigger dreams. They try to bring a sucker down, singing louder than the crowd.